Hello, welcome. We're at Peringa Park in New Plymouth watching your Electronet Gisborne Thistle in the blue with white sleeves and white socks, playing from, let's say, right to left on your screen against Peringa United. And that's Nick Land, who's put the ball to a freshly shorn Jimmy Summerton up the top. Manderson now gets the crossover, no one there in the middle to meet it. But what an entrance. Welcome back after a few weeks away. Technical difficulties, let's say. It's Land at the top of the area, almost drawing a save from the gratuitously sized Nicholas Walker in goal there for, I was about to say Hawera, but it's not. He's from Hawera. And we may or may not know whether you're watching, and we may or may not know whether you'll stay with us, but in terms of the view that you're taking in, it seems like we're pretty well positioned today to be reasonably close to the action. Led to believe there's not too many of you viewing it with us, but your expectations are possibly low. Perhaps a good opportunity to tell a friend that we're currently online. Send the search party out for the regulars. PK, if you're there, we miss you, buddy. We hope you're well. We'd like to know whether you're in the Queenstown or the Manawatu. Because if she stays hazy like that, looking like we're watching a game of football played out on a Minecraft platform, we may not have too much to talk about. There's Hotas looking for Summerton in the middle, who seems to be being given a lot of space at the moment. But it is going to be hard to tell who's who for the visitors, and if anybody happens to be watching it from Peringa, apologies in advance if we get a few player names wrong. There's Squatriti on the ball. He's pretty distinguishable. Shai Avni looks like he's recovered from school ball duties and a debilitating bout of delayed onset muscle soreness, which prevented him from featuring over previous weeks. Did hear that he was a key figure in the victory over FC Western not so long ago in New Plymouth. This is Gisborne Thistle's third weekend in a row to the West Coast. And let's call it a quirk of the draw. You can call it for what it is, though, and absolute BS. Floor manager Snedden tells me it's not acceptable to swear on the microphone, so won't. It's Lordovike with the ball in his hands, ready to place it down. Enjoying an extended run of games in between the sticks for Thistle, the young man. Returned from Lindisfarne College this year. I believe he's heading back to Lindisfarne College next year, as we move into a period of silence while the connection is potentially recovered, but potentially not. Wedepahay that time, looking for something sneaky up the sideline there for Hotas, but unable to make that happen. While we're waiting, what potentially is missing here is a bit of a shout out to the player sponsors. I mean, you know who you are, you know you're appreciated, but I'm not going to run the risk of naming the wrong ones without that information to hand. Here's Jimmy at the back, not to be confused with Jimmy Summerton, who the ball is on its way to at the moment. Avni wears that one in the chops, but keeps marauding forward. Looks like he's playing in a left-back kind of role today, Avni, as Manderson has advanced up the pitch, looking for that delivery to Summerton. No Ruben Garcia today for Thistle. He's otherwise engaged. Looks like we're still at the back there in the number 4. Giving a good account of himself this season. Referee Milan Macic in the middle there, and a nice highlighter yellow cap. Looking pretty sophisticated. It's Yule with the free kick for Peringa. Comes to nothing, and Somerton loping away with the ball. Of course, 3 points today for Thistle would see them confirmed in 7th place and into a playoff, most likely against Seatoun from the Capital Premier Division in Wellington. Those currently scheduled to take place on September the 14th at Massey University in Palmerston North. All of the playoff games. That's, of course, for entry into Central League 2 for next season. Somerton looks to spin. He's gone around Appledorn, playing on the right. But not around Yule that time. Appledorn, of course, former captain of Nelson College, I believe. One's a speculative bomb into the middle. Good sunny day in New Plymouth, bit of cloud around. Obviously a lot of wind. An interesting little location, sort of buried in the valley there. Some affluent residences overlooking it. Here's Manderson now. Plenty of time on the ball. Jimmy moving away with it and looking to supply Ewan Kramer, coach's son. 16 years old or so. Nick Land trying to go underneath there to receive the delivery from Avni, but not to be on this occasion. Continues to press though, Land, but Peringa get out of that one. That looks like Chad Jones in the middle. He's the talisman for Peringa. Squattriti the main goal threat and head of the creative department, but it's Jones's shoulders that they ride on. So long as he can last through the game. A couple of issues with the body, I need to believe. Came off in the match at Childers Road Reserve. Hazard a guess that a couple of the viewers at the moment could be one Constable David Salmon and the apprentice diesel mechanic Travis White, looking to take this in from the comfort of their own homes, or perhaps in the comfort of each other's home. This all looking reasonably assured defensively, a good shape that they're sitting in. To be fair, it looks a pretty even contest between these two teams. They both had their moments across the season. Thistle, of course, on the end of a couple of poundings early days when they were just getting used to the idea of being a new team and a new setup. Wholesale changes, of course, for this season. A lot of young blood come in. If you look at it straight away, you've got no less than half a dozen Gisborne Boys High School students on the pitch, and then another couple of them you can see on the bench there. At least 9 of the 13 on the team sheet today would be Gisborne Boys High School students, current Gisborne Boys High School students, to clarify. Captain Corey Thompson, of course, fresh out of school as well. And Jimmy Summerton, of course, not that far out himself. Had a couple of Vanuatu nationals in there, and that's the makeup. Of course, not too many other fixtures going on around the place. Being this one the earlier kick-off, and kind of Peringa United to allow for that. Thistle will be looking forward to a couple of home games to finish off the season. Taradale and Havelock North Wanderers after this one's done. But really it all rides on the result of Whanganui Athletic and Palmerston North United this afternoon. If Whanganui don't come away with a victory there, then their goose is cooked. And they won't be playing Central League 2 next season. And the only real thing to be sorted out is who takes that third spot between Havelock, FC Western and Taradale. Thistle, of course, will have something to say about both of those. Havelock, of course, doing the absolute, and please forgive us if there's some genuine circumstances for the default, but it appears they could not be bothered to travel to FC Western a couple of weekends ago, and that really threw the cat amongst the pigeons in terms of the third automatic spot for Central League 2. Which again is what it's really all about now, this league, this season. It's been a good league, been a competitive league. I believe all teams have taken points off all of the others. Top of the table with 4 losses, which is good to see, rather than someone just wiping it through, and good keen contest that's more than likely going to go down to the last game of the season. Palmerston North Marist, of course, have the bye today before playing their last game of the season next weekend against Palmerston North United, which, depending on the result today, and a very, very similar goal difference, could effectively decide the league, which was again a similar situation last year. Wede Pahay now. Developed a lot as a player this season, a lot more mobile, a lot more comfortable on the ball, it seems. Always been a strong defender. Slaughtervike has Avni. Gets around one, shows a good turn of pace. Only to play it into the heels of Manderson, unfortunately. Here's Thompson, the captain. Thistle too fast for the VO camera on that occasion. But it's back with Jimmy, who plays it along the ground, and almost intentionally by the looks of it, through to his namesake Summerton up the top. He's got it back in good recycle position there for Thistle. It's Nick Land, the old father time in the middle, as we go through a passage of time ourselves. So Peringa, in terms of the hosts, with a victory here, could take themselves off the bottom of the table. No chance of finishing 7th for them. So they'll be back to pretty much local football next season. You assume that The Central Football Federation setup reverts to a Western and an Eastern league, which will still be nice and competitive. Of course, you have Moturoa, who were the original donors of the Central League spot to Team Taranaki way back when, tearing things up locally by all accounts. So a very interesting few weekends ahead in terms of the makeup of leagues next year. But plenty to be interested in and excited about. A couple of tired bodies in the middle here in Kramer and Thompson. Hopefully had a good rest last night at the hotel. No reason why they wouldn't. Just trying to figure out what the cause of the delay is here. And is that indeed Chad Jones succumbing to... It's not, it's Appledorn. Cut a similar figure. I'm sure maybe not in terms of facial recognition, but it's a key member coming off for Peringa. It's going to open up some opportunities for Manderson on that left side for Thistle. And one can only imagine what those opportunities might look like. Wedepahe now, looking to drive forward. Has Hotas above him in a wide position. Some interchanging through the middle there. Land has Thompson. Avni now. Bit of a push me, pull you there, which has resulted in a throw for Gisborne Thistle. Junior Jimmy, of course, served his yellow card suspension last week. Thistle's lost to New Plymouth Rangers. Keenly contested fixture by all accounts, decided by a late goal for the hosts. And this week it's Travis White who's sitting out due to receiving a arguably intentional yellow card last week. Peringa's turn to knock it around now. It's Brock Wilson up the top for them. Holding the ball up, but Hotas has come through on this occasion, only to lose possession as he got closer to goal. Gunson now. It's Gallion beside Yule there. And another delay here. Could be Appledorn coming back on, could also be a substitute. Will be revealed. Looks like Reed Young coming onto the field. So that's Appledorn out of the game. Free kick for Thistle on the right. This one will be looking for Jimmy Summerton at the far post with the wind at his back. He gets his head on it, but it's going to have to be something pretty special to get past the massive frame of Walker in goal there. We've just seen the research department have some information on Reed Young. Hazard a guess he'll just be a born and bred New Plymouthite out of Francis Douglas Memorial College. So against the regular grain there, so to speak. Fresh out of school, played a bit of local stuff for Hawera. Here's Avni now, shuffling into the centre of midfield. Hotas doing the same, looking to pick out land in an advanced position, but unable to on that occasion. Land seeming to be enjoying a slightly advanced role as opposed to Thompson and Kramer in the middle for Thistle. That is probably Junior Jimmy coming across and hitting that one to safety. There's a shower of pixels just makes its way across Peringa Park. Here's Jones, top of the area, dangerous for Peringa, but did not pull the trigger. That one well blocked by Avni. As Flynn Whitaker looked to get the ball over. Just you can see the audio, or you can hear the audio rather. Slightly in advance of the picture, and that's Jack Gunson popping up at the near post. An athletic attempt on the head. Not the power or direction on the header though. Dangerous moment for Thistle, who would just like to put things to bed in this 90 minutes, then they can not even bother about looking at the results this afternoon in Wanganui. Wedepahe showing good strength there. Manderson is an overlap from Avni, but cut out by the Peringa defence. And it's rinse and repeat for another throw. So Peringa Park, just for those who are familiar with New Plymouth, you'd call it to the north of the town. Tucked in by New Plymouth Golf Club. On the way out to Bell Block. You can tell something good for the local side is about to happen. Oh, but it's a go-ahead goal for Gisborne Thistle with Jimmy Summerton coming up in the middle. Good deep cross. Appreciative applause from the home crowd. Looked like Wedepahe, the supplier, and it's Summerton completely unmarked in between the two central defenders, and free header for Gisborne Thistle 1-0. Peringa United now with their chance to respond. Almost a look of dejection when the goal was conceded. Didn't seem too bothered. That goal will shift Thistle into 6th place above New Plymouth Rangers on the table. New Plymouth Rangers in a local derby today against FC Western. And if it's sixth position for Gisborne Thistle, would result in them playing Te Tahitanga, which is a reincarnation of Kapiti Coast United. Junior Jimmy across to cut that one out well under some attention from, I believe it was Finn Whitaker, but difficult to tell on that far side. Moving on to the Golden Boot race, of course, with that one coming for Somerton. Puts him one behind McCurdy and Benjamin Morey. No clear goal poacher this season in the league, and that's even with the one double-digit result against Gisborne Thistle for Palmerston North Marist, which was, of course, avenged at home at Childers Road Reserve, and then Palmerston North United across the two fixtures putting on 15. So it just does speak to the quality of Somerton. He scores so regularly in a team that hasn't been at the right end of the table over recent seasons. But it also does speak to the evenness of the league, and that no one player is able to just bully their way through. Defences are starting to figure things out. Just appears that Peringa hasn't figured out to pay some extra attention to Somerton today. It's well cut out by Thompson in the middle there. McLean is in advance of him. Westhill is beneath and calms things. Jimmy dicing with things there at the back for Thistle, but it's got away with it on this occasion. It's Manderson now using the body to, at this stage, keep the ball in, but the flag's gone up eventually. Thompson putting his body in, and it's Squattriti by the looks of it. Chance to shoot. He's disappointed in himself there. He's put it straight into the arms of Lodevijk. And it's Thistle now on the attack. It looks like Kramer in the long sleeves, getting it through to Somerton above him, who's bumped his man off the ball and called for that indiscretion. Feel like it's more of a case of being punished for being larger than his opponent. He's Land now enjoying himself in the middle. You can see that tail's up and wagging. Thompson spraying now for Wiedepahay. Another one here at Somerton. Into the arms of Walker that time, which moves quickly. A bit of excitement going down in the audio. Gunson, though, just plays it straight to Jimmy there. And it's Thistle coming away with it again. End-to-end stuff here at Peringa Park. One's low and across the face. No further than Yule. And that's our dear friend Cody Buck on the ball just previously, before Squattriti and the number 7 there. You can see him centre of shot, getting back on the ball now. Buck, of course, the Most FM host of the BPM show with another friend of the show, Jacob Haynes, pumping out your electronic music selection on Friday evenings from 9 to 11 p.m. Just need to establish the frequency of Most FM in New Plymouth, but this day and age, I'm sure it's not that hard for you to look it up yourself. Don't be so lazy. Assume there's a streaming function on Most FM as well. With us now looking for Somerton, can't find him then. Thompson has another go, and it's just a bit of ping pong at the moment. Jimmy emerging through the centre there. So as previously mentioned, all on today. Some 6-point fixtures between FC West and New Plymouth Rangers, and then Havelock North, Wanderers and Taradale. Havelock, Taradale and FC Western all in contention for that third spot. New Plymouth Rangers looking to ward off Gisborne Thistle for the 6th. Not capable of reaching 5th are New Plymouth Rangers, nor Thistle, with the goal difference from those 3 thumpings received earlier in the season. 3 evidently regrettable thumpings, but goal difference is very unlikely to play a part. You'd go as far as saying almost definitely will not play a part for that race for 7th place between Thistle and Whanganui Athletic, who of course were in the Central League last season and went undefeated in the Federation League the year before. Slodovike taking that one in front of his eyes, which would be above the head of most people. Oh, and an error there at the back, an error at the front as well for Squattriti. Confusion there between Junior Jimmy and Lodovike. And assuming through the pixels that is Squattriti, has absolutely spurned a chance to equalise there for the home side late in the first half, which is an area of concern for Thistle, conceding late goals and early ones. Throughout the course of the fixture, they're in most games, and that was shown with the positive result against Palmerston North Marist at Childers Road Reserve. They're a squad capable of being at the top of the table, but they currently sit down the other end, and at the moment have a playoff position secured. But if they keep giving away cheap ball like that, they might well be finding themselves talking their way out of it. But again, you would imagine Palmerston North United head to Wembley Park in Wanganui today with a very clear objective of departing with the 3 points. In which case it would be on Peringa to be looking to get ahead of Whanganui Athletic. And it's all Western derbies to finish the season next weekend. You'd call it a derby weekend, actually, almost as if it was done on purpose. Has been a very curious draw for the Federation League this season. Manderson now. No optics yet, so obviously amounting to nothing, as you can see playing out in front of you. Whitaker skipping past Kramer there, but not past Jimmy. Here's Cody Buck, ball in his hands, ready to send it. Jones goes deep into the arms of Lodewijk. That's too easy, and you wouldn't expect too much of a challenge to be made on him, even from the athletic Squatriti. Thompson now looking for Summerton again. That one's over the head of, looks like West Hill in an advanced position, which would make sense. He's got some vertical leap on him. Alfney coming away with this one. Looking to go route one, but Summerton's not home on that occasion. As Peringa try their very own version, it's cut out by Junior Jimmy. Pressure going on Galley there by Summerton. Here's Peringa looking to build again. Jones driving through the middle, has Gunson outside of him, but that one's behind him. Plenty of spare seats available on the Gisborne Thistle dugout. Anybody who wants to take their helicopter over for the last few minutes? Which begs the question, how fast does a helicopter go? Could you get to New Plymouth in time if you left right now? Well, Alfney's been collected there, which probably saves your air holes from further analysis of air travel. There'll be some severe DOMs that he'll be experiencing after that. Looks like he's had the wind taken out of him. Opportune time to lose connection. And just like that, Alfney has recovered, at least to a point where he can stand on his own 2 feet. So the speed of a normal helicopter, put it into kilometres, you're thinking around about 200 kilometres per hour. And it's going to be difficult to gather a raw distance as the crow flies, as you would say, from Gisborne to New Plymouth, but wonders of modern technology. Let's just see what we can do. Might need to get the old diagram out. Yeah, just about 600 kilometres by road. There's a lot of twists and turns going into that journey. If you were to walk it, you're saving yourself about 13 kilometres, but costing many more hours. following the roading network. I'll estimate it as a 400 kilometre direct distance. So probably left your run too late. If you do have a helicopterist, Lodewijk is in a curious position there, manages to get away with the clearance. It was a ambitious back pass from Wedepahay, and Lodewijk underhitting towards the middle. Thistle just a bit skew whiff on that occasion, but they've escaped with it. Land reads the play well now to drive forward. He's got Summerton above him. They're all a mile offside. Well read from the Peringa United defence there as we hurtle towards half time. One's off the melon of Kramer. So we'll just need to be tight here going into half time. Look to not concede and just preserve that lead. You can hear the eye drawn of Peringa United coach Domenico Squatriti Senior. As the match just continues to continue here, here's Manderson, who's going to be in a bit of space. Walker comes out well, plays very composed into Buck, who's got Whitaker above him, but that one's dealt with by Jimmy. Jones and Squatriti have a committee meeting of their own on the right-hand side there. Buck's underhit that and Land's looking to capitalise. He's got Summit in the middle, time for a touch. And a second goal for Gisborne Thistle, extremely well taken by Summerton. Impressive build-up play by Land. Opportunistic in the highest sense. And it's Gisborne Thistle with an incredibly advantageous 2-0 lead going into half-time. Jimmy Summerton moving to pole position on the Golden Boot table with his 13th goal of the season. Potentially even 14 if the live stats aren't recorded in our Tribe app. So another productive season for the apprentice electrician. The new haircuts done him a treat and he'll be thirsty for more in the second half. Only real question is, how much of it will we be able to bring you? What is the internet connection like in Palmerston North, let alone New Plymouth? Will West Hill rise like a salmon to make headed clearances into that second half? You would think, if anything, the wind's slightly behind Thistle in this first half. And you wonder if the damage is done. Good bit of goal line defending there from Thistle. Junior Jimmy making his way across. It's going to be a corner to Peringa United. Will they have the chance to take it if there's enough time, and will they have the chance to claw one back in front of the cop end? You can see it top of screen. Powerful defensive header there through Buck. It's gone all the way back to Walker. Avni wearing that one on the forehead. Here's Gunson looking to get one over and into the mixer. Nobody waiting there for Peringa United. Squitch waits for it to bounce, and it looks like that is the half-time whistle somewhere in the future. Machishich brings it to a close, and it's your Electronet Gisborne Thistle 2, Peringa United 0. We'll see you in 10 to 15 minutes. Right, we're back just like that. Feels like a very short half time, but who are we to say? Not as though the clock was running. But it's 45 minutes plus stoppage time to Thistle's guaranteed spot at a shot at Central League 2. Someone bundled over there, no foul. Seems like he's not on the Christmas card list of referee Machicic. Land looking for West Hill, who goes for the safety of Lordovike. As we get a closer look at the right side of the field for Thistle and the left side for Peringa United. You can see that Reid Young is playing on the left. Just a momentary lag there. See that it's a corner to Peringa United, but what is going on at that corner, you can only leave to the imagination. It's Kramer reaching back for that one. Walker well out of his box, bundles it out, not too far. Avni not keen on the quick throw. Manderson is, but no options available to him. There's Kramer on the ball now, which has just resulted in a throw-in to Peringa United, who, for those just joining us, are playing in the red tops, black socks, black shorts from right to left on your screen. Hotas working back defensively. Thwarted by Squattredi, but doing the thwarting himself. Here's Summerton looking to get Yule one-on-one. Yule is strong there. Summerton allegedly can't keep that one in. Looking good in the, not a shaved head yet, shave-in head. Looking dangerous, looking like he's full of goals. Very Hamish Watson of him. It's a free kick that he's got on that occasion. Thompson looking for him in the area, but not finding him. Here's Avni, working his way back into Coach Kramer's good books after the school ball prioritisation misdemeanor. Wilson's come up with this one over Jimmy. And then Jimmy's come up with that one over Wilson. It's Peringa who have it on top of the area though. And Peringa have lost it on top of the area. Nice goals here at Peringa Park. Boxed nets, good to see. Everybody loves them. It's the modern way. It's the only real way of having a ball be able to be prevented from going into the goal without sticking your hand through the net or your head or your foot if you're doing a bicycle clearance. Lodewijk just receiving clearance from the local guard dog to receive that ball back. Thistle should be in no hurry there, 2-0 up, away from home. House looks to spin, but a little bit casual on that occasion. O'Leary thwarting him, but again, as usual, Hotas thwarting him back. Gunson travelling across the field as Young. Cross comes from Gunson and it's cleared by Westhill. Another one who, rumour has it, is off to Lindisfarne College next season. Lodewijk probably needed to grab that one, but got away with it on that occasion. As the ball is retrieved again from the mire behind the goal. Not sure if mire is the correct word. Just a quick bit of research going in on the Capital Premier table. Of course, 6th and 7th in the Federation League, which is where Thistle will finish. Is confirmed to be either Seatoon or Te Tahitanga. Here's Wilson in the middle, looking to get the toe on it. Can't quite extend that far. Situation being Seatoon with 3 fixtures to play on 15 points, Te Tahitanga with 2 fixtures to play on 12, so definitely either or for Thistle. And you'd probably rather them than the other option, which is supposedly the lower ranked sides, which are the top of Capital 1 in Douglas Villa from Masterton and Wellington Marist. Wellington Marist with their 20-goal a season striker in Latham Gregg. And Douglas Villa with their half of a Whited Upper, former Whited Upper United squad. So, woe to be the one of FC Western, Havelock and Taradale who doesn't take the 3rd spot. It's a great strike from distance. Thundering off the crossbar. Looked like, was it Chad Jones releasing that one? Time in the middle, turned and just belted it with his left foot from 30 yards out over the outstretched arms of Lodewijk and dipped violently to take the crossbar and then not cross the line. Hotas this time, who's down but not receiving treatment. The treatment will be coming from Tam Kramer, who does have magic hands, but doesn't like to use them, especially not on the players. Thompson now standing over the free kick but facing the wrong way. He'll look to rectify that before he attempts to strike the ball. Looks like some consultation with the assistant referee on the far side. The narrative that I've painted in my head is discussing about whether a ball has crossed a line, but you can't possibly go back that far. Potentially some afters. But you look at this, we've got the two captains coming together. And again, narrative I've painted is they're saying there's footage of the ball crossing the line, and it looks like Jones celebrating a goal, which is potentially the most Taranaki thing that you've ever seen. The game has gone on for, you'd say it to guess it, a good 2 minutes. And after not awarding a goal, the goal has been retrospectively awarded. Tam Kramer will be having kittens on the sideline. The only thing you can imagine has happened is that there's been some video evidence of a ball crossing a line or something like that. That's truly unique and exceptional, and Kramer's going to get a yellow card here for being upset at something quite stupid happening. And it's nothing but stupid. The game can't continue to go for that long. It might be worth reviewing the video here to see if it was the next stoppage in play, which would be the only saving grace here if it was. Which, to be fair, it is. You can see the referee looking to the assistant referee, clearly waving it away. The goal is not awarded. You can only imagine the Peringa players are continuing to protest. Jones has received a yellow card for the challenge, which would then have to be rescinded. So then at some point, while Hotas is down to receive treatment, Matušić has decided to go over after the free kick's awarded. Some amount of time has passed. Thompson's not taken it quickly, which he really should have. And it's almost as if he's gone over just to say, just wondering, are you sure that ball didn't cross that line? It's a bizarre situation. Which, frankly, is not okay. But it's a little bit of naivety on behalf of the Thistle players there for not taking that free kick quickly, because that wouldn't have had the chance to happen if it wasn't the next stoppage in play. So game on again. 1 point. Should Peringa be able to claw another goal back, wouldn't be guaranteed to be enough for Thistle to secure the 7th. It's definitely game on again here, just through that incredibly odd moment. And you can only imagine in the back of referee Matušić's mind is that there needs to be a make-up call here going in Thistle's favour. But you also wouldn't expect that at all after what's just gone down. just bizarre. So here's Peringa now with their own tails up through, you wouldn't call it divine intervention, but I'll say it devious intervention. It's a really mind-blowing thing that's just occurred. The goal was waved off. There was consultation, clear consultation between the referee and the assistant referee. No, the ball hadn't crossed the line. And you can only say that the only reason that that thought has even entered the mind of the referee is the amount of time it took for the free kick to be taken. And it's just about being streetwise, really. It's not the fault of Thistle players. It's an absolute bizarre thing that's happened. But what they needed to do was to play really quickly, but they weren't to have any idea that that was even going to be the potential situation. In terms of executing the laws of the game, aside of the clear indication and what appeared to be a decision that the ball had not crossed the line, was that was the next stoppage in play. But play just needed to carry on beyond that. Hopefully a fire lit beneath the Gisborne Thistle players. Hopefully Lodewijk knows not to let another one go over his head. Hopefully a little bit of maybe, I don't know, residual guilt in Chad Jones, who's on the ball now. Doesn't look like he's feeling anything but inspired though. And you've just got to wonder how long after every single thing are they going to come back for the free kick now because Chad Jones fell over. Can only imagine the scenes at the Gisborne Thistle club rooms. I reckon somebody might be writing a strongly worded email sometime soon, but as we know, there's no point. But here again, there's another delay, and you just cringe about what may occur. You've now got Gisborne Thistle head coach Tim Kramer on a yellow card. We can't see what's going on off screen. Hey, with some fancy footwork there. Hotas now has Thompson in the middle in space. The Jags are on the move. Here's Avni. He'll need to shift that to his right to get it into the box. Thompson needs to get closer to that one to try and draw some sort of contact to get the make-up call from Machisic, surely. Let's walk with that unique style of the drop punt onto the left foot. Very understated. Wedebahay strong body there against Squatriti. It's a bit of spice that the fixture needed though from the neutral perspective. Half an hour to play in this one. What else? Getting around one. Machisic distributing the yellow card there for something pretty innocuous looking. But you'd imagine that was the protestation from Kramer in the dugout. We're still putting this one down to take it, but you'd sooner prefer to see his head into the box, which is what he may be requesting here now. Looks like Priestley Meni is on the field. Exciting young player out of Western Springs in Auckland. And a good delivery straight down the barrel, but too close to Walker on that occasion. Priestley Meni, you'd imagine, has taken the place of Kramer in the middle. Kramer Jr., that is, Ewan. And that's the free kick going to Thistle on that occasion. Plenty to look at, running back on the replays. And again, more delays, perhaps just a substitution. Maybe there's not as much going on as what it looks like. Thistle will be aggrieved from the free kick and not having the opportunity to play out their perceived advantage that came to them. And it's gone from an increase in intensity, but it has got a lot sloppier, the fixture, from that. Flag goes up in favour of Peringa United. In case you missed it, Chad Jones, the goal scorer, or the alleged goal scorer, has made way for a number 5 for Peringa United, which I would believe is supposed to be 17, and Te Tairawhiti looks like an incorrect number on the shirt. Further protest fuel perhaps, but that's a key player going off for Peringa United. And Jones. So Thistle's opportunity just to stamp some authority in the middle of midfield. If we can manage to hold a data connection. Here's Te Tairawhiti, we think. It's big Brock Wilson up top, a former high school swimmer. Thistle looking to move away now. Priestley Meni thwarted in the middle, but receives it back. Tidy feet on the young lad, another Gisborne Boys High School student. Hotas looking to go over to Somerton, but his touch is loose on that occasion. It's fallen to Land, who has a go from distance. Has the opportunity to have another go. Somerton, who stayed onside by the initial impression, but then adjudged to be offside. Te Tairawhiti and the number 5 putting himself about on the pitch. Looks good for a couple of touches and then a good rest afterwards, as Yule comes across to cut that one out. Eerie silence falls over Peringa Park. The ball runs free into the Peringa United area. Here's Te Tairawhiti on the right-hand side. Tussling with Junior Jimmy, who's come away with the ball and then fell into a hole. That's not going to stop the man though, as he marauds forward. Looks like Manderson on the left, looks for a supply to Somerton. It's behind him. Here's Hotas free in the area. Doesn't manage to get the strike off. Then intercepted. Priestley Mini rather has a go from distance, but it's an easy one for Nick Walker. Squattriti brings that one down well, but can't get his shot off either. As does Hotas with a little slip through to Nick Land. It's a clever run and clever angles. Land couldn't get the angle back to Somerton, who was on the right side of the field. Minutes plus referee's time stands in between Gisborne Thistle and that playoff down in Palmerston North. And as previously mentioned, it all depends on either this fixture or at this stage, Whanganui Athletics match against Palmerston North United. Kicking off at 2:45 p.m. this afternoon. Jimmy bringing that one down. Just that quick snapshot of the bench there looked like it may have been Manderson who had come off for Priestley Mini. Could have been a double substitution, potentially Duron on the far side there. Can't see the long sleeves of Kramer. Either way, it's boys high student for boys high student. One straight into the bread basket of Lodewijk. Languid throw out to Hotas. Land there directing traffic from the midfield, telling his defenders where he wants them to be. Wilson stomping on the ball and Thompson coming away with it. Losing his feet in the middle and bodies flying everywhere. Priestley Mini almost making a challenge in the middle there. No draws for Gisborne Thistle this season in the Federation League. Them as well as Taradale. And if you take those draws out of the picture, that top four could look potentially very different. But it has been a good league this season. Makes a change from the 5-team league of last year. Somerton taken down on that occasion. You can see it from the VO camera on the near side. No free kick. Here's Land in the area. Looked for a second like he might have bundled one in. But Machisic has seen a corner through all of that. There's a little bit of whatever that thing is when you spin the wheel. Not to double your money, but like a lottery in terms of what decision might be coming out. Full of surprises. Looked like Priestley Mena there going near post. Nothing come of that. Avni forcing Te Tairawhiti backwards. Thistle coming up with possession, then losing it again. Then getting it back again, which is the essence of the game we play. That one's played into Machisic. Can hear the voice of Ewan Kramer on the sideline instructing the referee that they'll take the initial free kick, which he's probably saved his blushes there and allowed to happen. Otherwise, of course, it should be a drop ball to the team in possession. Meaning a nice delivery, but again, too straight at the goalkeeper. Needs to increase that angle. And look at the throw on that. That's got to be a 60-metre throw. Give the man a javelin and send him to the Olympics. Here's Durr. Showing some fancy feet and getting his shot off, but there's that long throw from Walker again. Te Tairawhiti is in an offside position from the flick. Peringa coming away with it again, but no product on the end of it. Fancy footwork by Whittaker, looks like, in the middle. Skateboarding free at the far post. Wilson looks like he's about to bundle over Lodewijk, but withdraws from the challenge. Here's Hotas on a mazy dribble and almost threaded the needle there for Somerton. Hay recovering back into position on the closest to your screen there. There's Junior Jimmy coming away with it again. He really does read the play so very well. Finding his mate Hotas on the right-hand side. Beats 1 and 2. Travelling laterally into the gate of land, who can't quite get that one to follow his feet. Whittaker there again, going underneath. Lodewijk will claim that easily above Skateboarding. Skateboarding will need another foot, if not two, to be able to affect anything there. Priestley Mena turns well in the middle and finds some space. Looks to release Hotas, but it's cut out by O'Leary. Almost received it back there, but did not. Brock Wilson looking like he's had about enough. Needs a seat and a beer. Machisic there checking the watch to see there's around about 10 minutes to go, along with the time that he chooses to add, which, based on the performance so far, will depend entirely on the situation in the game. It's not the most mobile front pairing for Peringa United at the moment, you would have to say. Might not want to meet them down a dark alley, but if you did, you'd probably back yourself to be able to run away from them. Preston Mini getting a lot of ball in the middle there, and he's released Durr. Dangerous with that left foot. It's across the face of goal. It's to hot us. And it's a third goal for Gisborne Thistle. Just nearing into the 81st minute on the Rangai Media clock. Samson Hotas easing the fears of the Gisborne Thistle supporters and restoring that 2-goal lead that they very undeservedly lost. And can Thistle put a exclamation mark on the end of this one? Somerton, good opportunity to add to his goal tally for the season. Here's Thompson, read that one from a mile away. Hotas now. Somerton getting himself into the middle up top, and Machishich again gives the no foul signal. Peringa look like they're going to make a decent fist of it. They're not going to go down without a fight. Perhaps seeking another crossbar goal. There's a lot of ike under pursuit from Brock Wilson. Big Brock Wilson, we can call him. Jimmy goes long there looking for Hotas but can't find him. It's wound up again in possession of Mini through the middle for Thistle. Does well to affect play there. Somerton reaching a little bit deeper to try and get on the ball, but his touch is loose and it's fallen to the Peringa United side. Now this will need to be in absolutely no hurry here. Just suck the momentum out of the fixture, get the ball down the other end and get out of these triumvirate of road trips that they've found themselves on. Somerton too looking like he's had enough for the day. Here's Durr getting stood up and no support around him or opportunity ahead of him. Sees position forward to Peringa United, and here they come again. But no product up top. You would attribute that to the aforementioned lack of mobility. Squattriti not really putting himself about today. You'd be used to seeing him buzzing around a little bit more than what he has been. Perhaps the tired sufferings of child rearing. Here's Hotas again. He's giving O'Leary a torrid time down the outside, but backed up pretty well by Galley there. Walker's shanked that one horribly, and a loose touch from Galley as well. Fast flag coming up from the assistant referee on the near side. Tam Kramer is there biting his tongue, making sure that he doesn't add to his yellow ticket that he's received so far. Here's Wilson, but it's cut out by Junior Jimmy. I'm not sure what the protestation is for, and looking like there's an accusation of high boots here, which the man's just kicking the ball is his foot's at 90 degrees, his leg's at 90 degrees, and he's been given a free kick against him for kicking the ball, which is quite something. Not sure what else he's supposed to do there. Is it a dangerous follow through, perhaps, is the offence? Is a high boot always a follow through? A high boot that you would more regularly see is the moment that the foot comes into contact with the ball or attempted to be in contact with the ball is when it's in a position around about head height. But Jimmy on consecutive occasions there has kicked the ball from around about waist height, and it's just that his leg has continued beyond there because he's got deliciously long hamstrings. Would be about the only offence. Harkens back to Paul Charles Dozer. What is the offence? Enjoying a succulent Chinese meal. Is the offence to be enjoying deliciously long hamstrings? Perhaps it's jealousy. Shouts for a penalty there from the 15 locals in attendance. Mild smacks of desperation there, really, if we're honest in assessment. Here's Somerton in some space on the left-hand side. This is where he likes to be. He's got your one-on-one, goes around him, strikes, and it's a beautiful finish from Jimmy Somerton. He's mobbed by his teammates. They look all very tired. Just another day in the life of Somerton, who takes a lead with that golden boot. And Thistle have deserved it. Made it look easy, didn't he, Somerton there, but anything but. And that is his hat-trick, and it is the 15th goal of the season for Somerton. It's on McCurdy and Morey to catch him now. 2 matches to go. He'll be wanting to get to that magic 20 mark. All the while with one eye remaining on the playoff fixture coming up. Here's Somerton moving again. He's wanting a fourth. He's capable of getting that fourth. He's got, you wouldn't imagine with the scoreline beginning to blow out now, anything more than 4 or 5 minutes here. And you wouldn't begrudge them, even as a neutral, a nice couple of even later goals here for the Gisborne Thistle side. Like we've said, 3rd weekend away in a row. Tough for the players. Not too many of them have got families at home to think about. So it's the benefit of youth, you would imagine, but in the case of Junior Jimmy and Samson Hotas, that's working a full week and then getting in the van for a 7 or 8 hour drive. They'll get Sunday off, but back to work the next day. But in the same way, what an opportunity for them coming to this country and getting to take in the sights of State Highways 2 and 35. Here's Whitaker, still got the strength to shimmy. Te Tairawhiti taking it to the corner to soak up some time by the looks of it. Skateboarding. That one's broken down and it's Avni on the burst. The judge to have made an offensive foul there. Another quirky rule to add to the list today. And it is fortunate and definitely for the best that that mysteriously re-allowed goal hasn't come to anything. Looks like we've got a free kick here too, Thistle. Every now and then just having a mild blackout. Should be a good trip home for the lads in the van. A few things better than bringing your 3 points with you. Nice little late lunch coming up in Rotorua, I'm sure. Perhaps dinner by the time they get there. Definitely dinner by the time they get there. Definitely makes the van easier to drive following a win. Te Tairawhiti with his light feet, big frame light feet. And Peringa just playing around with it. Can only imagine a matter of seconds remaining in this fixture. And it's probably safe to call now a 100% secured 6th or 7th place for Gisborne Thistle. A stonewall penalty there. Looks like it's going to be given on the edge of the area, just for politics' sakes. Just looking back on the replay, he's 100% inside the box. But it's been given on the line. Looks like Corey Thompson standing over this one. Must have been a captain's call to allow himself the right. You'd imagine this would be the last kick of the game. And it's just over the crossbar. Machicic decides there's more to write in the story. Or perhaps it's one of those occasions where they're just waiting for the ball to get into the air off the goal kick, which they're not. Lodovic just wants to get this and pump it up into the air as high as he can. Good big bomb. Just to say, get us out of here. Everybody's had enough. The game is over. Please release us. But we continue. Wilson having to go from distance. Mounting 2-0. Peringa have argued for a corner. Lodovic has believed that he's withdrawn his hands away from it. Here's Te Tairawhiti. That could be video's way of telling us that we've seen enough. You'd like to think you can guarantee the result won't change from here on in, but if there was a day to do it, it would be today. A majestic shot to finish on potentially. Bodies behind the ball for Thistle. Job done in terms of the spec for what they were trying to achieve today. And eyes going forward to the final 2 fixtures of the season, which will be just match fitness alone. Hosting Taradale at Childers Road Reserve next Saturday afternoon, 2:45 p.m. kickoff. The following Saturday, hosting Havelock North Wanderers, same time, same place. And then a trip down to Palmerston North to face either Seatoon or Te Kotahitanga at Massey University down there, which is what we would suggest keeping your eyes on. And rather than making you wait with us here, you would imagine that it's a VO camera that's been packed up. So thank you for joining us for this coverage. You've seen a Jimmy Summerton hat-trick, you've seen 3 points on the road for Electronet Gisborne Thistle, and you've seen a promotion playoff place secured live before your eyes thanks to Rangai Media. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next week.